This is Amanda Melly with Nothing But Feedback, and we're here today with Seth. Is it Newton?
Well, I do have a French background, so it's Newton.
Newton?
Seth Newton.
Newton with Seth Newton. So, hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. This has been really fun so far.
Yeah, we're fun. We're very fun. So, you're a musician. What got you started?
I probably owe a lot of credit to my dad, because my dad actually, before I was even born, used to play guitar and sing, and even kind of was in bands with his friends and stuff. And when I was a child, when I was really young, I would remember he would take out his guitar. He'd disappear somewhere in the house. He'd take out his guitar and start playing it. And I would just hear him start singing and playing from across the house, and I'd slowly just be drawn to wherever he was. And I would just be mesmerized by it. Yeah. And so I think that's the spark initially that happened.
Sure.
Just made me be like, wow, okay. Like,
did you get a guitar? Like, was that your first?
I used that same guitar, and being a kid, like, I didn't know like what I was doing. No one really taught me at first, so I was figuring it out all by myself. And even my dad didn't know at the time how technically to play guitar correctly. He just figured it out on his own.
Wow.
But so at first I was kind of abusing his guitar. It was just like, I didn't know what I was doing.
Did he know?
And I wanted to play like Rage Against the Machine, and I was like, whoa, man, if I scratch this, you know.
Oh, no.
And so, no, at first it was like, and he was like, okay, we got to get you your own guitar.
Maybe like an Act 2 from Walmart.
Yeah.
Could be,
no, because his was like, older than I am now, obviously.
Wow.
And,
So yeah, and then your vocals. I just have to say, like, I've heard your vocals. You've clearly explored all of this potential that's insane, and you are able to utilize all of it.
I tried, yeah.
How did you, how did you progress? Because you're tapping into like this vast amount. You've got the projection, you've got the highs, you've got the falsettos, you've got the rasps, you've got the lows. How did you do that?
I think it's a matter of doing music for long enough now and not wanting to be bored. No, that's like the main thing. Like,
awesome.
Just wanting to explore everything that I could. And also hearing, there are like a number of artists that I would be like, wow, I love what they do there. Can I even do that? And I would try it and be like, oh, like find ways to do things and then incorporate that into music that I was doing at the time, whenever it was. And it's funny, I've just been singing for a long time altogether. And my dad, once again, I think it's slightly in the genes. There was like at least a foundation that he genetically might have passed on a little bit, just because he had a strong, he still does singing now, even for like church and choir and stuff, and even for people's events like weddings and funerals and stuff. So he's got a good voice.
Awesome.
And when I was a kid, when I was younger, no one wanted to sing, because that's the most terrifying thing. When you're a teenager, most people are way too afraid to get up and do that. It's terrifying enough to like get up on stage with an instrument and try to speak your mind when you're a kid, because you don't know anything yet. You're trying to figure things out. And so even worse is trying to sing, so no one wants to sing. So I was in these bands at first, and almost no one wanted to sing. And so they'd be like, well, Seth, can you just sing the song? I'd be like, oh man, I don't want to. I wanted to just play guitar. At first that's what I wanted to do, bass guitar. And so then I'd get roped into doing a couple songs, and then more songs, and then I'd end up being the singer. So then that kind of pulled me into that vein where no one else, it started me off in that way, where I just started being a singer for a bunch of different bands. And then the last band that I was in before I started doing the solo acoustic thing, we had done a lot of stuff, and the band before that I had toured all over the country, and we were just kind of falling apart. Life was, I don't want to say getting in the way, but like, people were making choices they're saying, well, I want to have a family now, or like, not that you can't have a family when you have music, but and so
sometimes people want to focus.
So some of them decided they couldn't do the music thing anymore, and so I said, well, at that point I was like, well, I don't want to stop no matter what. I was like, I can at least do some solo acoustic shows just for fun while I'm figuring out if I want to be in a band. Yeah, well, play some songs.
Awesome.
But at first I didn't have really any songs that I felt were mine, written, like that I just, specifically for that type of thing.
Okay.
At first I was doing some covers and a few songs that I'd written, or a few songs I had with bands that I had written, basically, and just translated it to acoustic. But then it just kind of took off from there. where it is now.
So I wanted to ask you, like, how you got your hair to stay like that? Because it doesn't look like plastic cement.
No.
It still looks like hair, but it's there. It's like still like there. It
Yeah.
hasn't moved.
I think it's probably, this is a funny question. No one's asked me this. It's probably two things. One, the way I
Okay.
just cut it. It's kind of basically essentially a mohawk.
Yeah.
Like it's actually really long, and if I want it down, it's like down past my chin.
Right.
And I just use a little bit of like molding slick stuff.
What?
And
And that's
just-
it, because you've got hair texture, but it's staying.
Yeah. Well,
So it's
I
gotta
didn't
be
rock out
good.
that hard. Sometimes when you could even see videos online if I get into it
Does it,
sometimes
like-
and go crazy. I'm at a club or whatever.
Yeah.
If I get really into it, it kind of falls around. So. It's
Oh,
not-
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because I was a little dumbstruck. I was like,
Yeah.
looks like it's natural,
Yeah.
but it's not falling natural.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like to keep it slick and straight
to keep it
for most of the
pretty.
times. Depends on the show.
Keep
Depends
it
on what I'm feeling.
particular. So speaking about Vanity,
Yeah.
can you tell us about your first song, Vanity?
Vanity. Let's see. I wrote it a couple years ago now and recorded it as a single with my friend Andrew Atkin, who is a great friend of mine. He is a musician and also he has his own studios in Northampton, Mass. And he's an amazing musician where he has such a great ear. He teaches people how to play instruments. And he backs me up sometimes, even at like the Iron Horse or certain bigger shows, like if I want to do that. So let's see, what did I do when I was writing it? I was kind of at this point where I had explored a lot of some different spots in my music that I had wanted to explore. Like my first album that I have is called Lost at Sea, and it's kind of straightforward, kind of a more like general sound. I felt like I hate to say safe, but I'll say it's kind of more like a general,
You're
not
gonna
too
feed
risky.
wet, this is
Yeah,
me,
I was
let's
trying
try
it
it.
out, breaking in, just seeing what came out, and
Sure.
and didn't want to get too crazy with it right off the bat.
Yeah.
Then my next album was called Phoenix, and that I got a little more experimental. I went a little crazier and off the deep end in some spots in good ways, I thought.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it was cool. And then after Phoenix, I took for the first time in my life, I took like a 9-month hiatus from playing live for like a while to see, for a lot of reasons, a lot of personal reasons and stuff. And then when I came out of that and I started doing some music again, I recorded a EP called the Hexed EP. And it's these 2 songs, and they're both kind of really like straightforward and like, but kind of rock, and really kind of burst back in. And so I'd done all that stuff, and I felt like, for me, I'm kind of someone who tries to have some kind of chaotic balance. And so I'd done all these, I felt like there was a mixture that was a little too far at that point then towards like this one darker or more rock kind of side. And so I wanted to kind of pull it back, start pulling back and go the other way too, and explore that side. So Vanity was kind of like, I was like, I want to see what I come up with when I write just kind of like a straightforward, I hate to say like pop song, but like a straightforward rock kind of anthemic, like, easy to understand and easy to swallow type sounding song, but straightforward in my own feel. So that's kind of what came out.
No kidding.
It was partially still, most of my songs, I hate to say, are about like tainted love or something like that, or some kind
Clearly,
of,
I listened to some of the lyrics. I was like, huh.
Well, hopefully they're not too crazy. And
Yeah,
they
but it's
still make
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless, yeah.
Right.
But so it's like kind of like I felt like I had been blinded by love or searching for light too much, and that kind of had scorned me in a way, or I allowed that to happen. So I wanted to turn my back on kind of those commercial, straightforward ideas, but at the same time, it was writing a song like that, so it's funny.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out Vanity. Let's hear you play it.
Used to sit under the sun, soaking up all the light, believing everything I heard, what I thought to be right, picking up roses from the ground, careless in handling their thorns. A foreign pain shot through my heart. Even an angel has its horns. Are we too late to make a change? Are we too late to tear the page? Go on and tear it out. I'm turning my back on vanity. Want you to take me home. Won't you take me home? Won't you take me home? Back where I belong. Lifting ourselves up towards the sky, let go of all that holds us down. Yeah. Feel all the pain slip away, feeling our feet leave the ground. Are we too late to make a change? Are we too late to tear the page? Go on and tear it out. I'm turning my back on vanity. Want you to take me home. Won't you take me home? Won't you take me home? To make a change. Are we too late, yeah, to tear the page? Go on and tear it out. I'm turning my back on vanity. Want you to take me home. Home. I'm turning my back on vanity. Want you to take me home. Won't you take me home? Won't you take me home? Won't you take me home? Take me home, back where I belong.
So that was really awesome. You know, like your projections there, I was really caught off guard by your projection. Actually, I'm like over there, listening to the lyrics, taking notes, and then like, bam, I'm like, what? So like, did you grow up like yelling constantly? Like, what is that?
That's from a lot of the heavy bands I was in. I definitely have to give credit. I know that some people don't like, quote, quote, don't like heavy music, but you have no idea how much it actually takes for people to do those kinds of vocals, like heavy vocals, screaming or yelling, or even high projecting vocals like that. Opera singers, metal singers, every kind. You know.
Well, I'm hearing that in all of what you just said. I heard in your vocals.
I have to just give credit to all the hard rock and like metal stuff I've done, like scream. Most of it was like I'd say half of the stuff I used to sing or do vocals with was just straight screaming.
You have to be like a sound guy's dream, like. I'm like, yes. Oh my God.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So I got a weird question for you. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we got this cool scruff going on. Like, do you time that? Like that was like I have an interview at this time. I'm gonna shave at like this time. By then it'll be that perfect shadow beard. Is that like?
No, it's just this is what happens after 2 days.
Oh.
But I'm flattered that it's a perfect shadow beard.
It's like a perfect shadow beard. Yeah. It's like, you know, when you look at those like
I'm a perfect
magazines
shadow
and it's
person,
like, bleh, and they're just like, yeah. Like,
Well,
really?
cool. Thanks. No? Is that a question?
It wasn't. I wanted to know if you timed it out or like if you had.
I didn't on purpose, but I couldn't. Honestly, I tried. I'll be totally honest.
Yeah.
If you want a totally honest answer,
Yeah.
I am like I'm a slave to like visuals. Like I love visual art and I love making visual art too. I just have like an artistic soul, so I'm always into all kinds of art. Pardon me. So I think that unfortunately we're human beings and there's a factor of visual art that goes into everything, and you have to present yourself in certain ways, and you don't have to. Some people, their visuals or their appearance and their image is like ironic, and that works for them. For me, I love all the old classic rock and rollers, and I love a lot of hard rock stuff. That's where I grew up doing that, so I kind of just always have an homage to that. And when it comes to like certain performances and stuff, I make a decision. I'm like, all right, mohawk down, mohawk up, clean shaven or beard. Let's go.
That's awesome.
So I don't know.
So
That's
yeah.
what happens.
So you didn't time it out this morning to be exactly okay.
This isn't
like
5 o'clock. This is 2 days.
This is 2 days.
Yeah.
Darn it. All right. So.
That's why I can't. That's the thing though. I can't grow a good beard. A lot of my buddies are just like burly men, and I can't do it. I look like it's all scraggly and scary, like a scarier Charles Manson.
Not appealing for Seth Newton.
Maybe at some point in my career it'll work, but I don't feel like right now it's the time.
You don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow will feel different.
What are you working on right now? What's sparking you?
I was planning, it's funny, you probably know, because you also do music.
Do I know?
That sometimes you can make kind of a plan in your head, like, oh, I think, the next 6 months I'll probably start recording again, maybe even a full album, I'll start working on that. And then, sometimes you plan something or you think of something, even in life, I guess, and then some things just start coming in and taking over, and it becomes a different route for you. So I was planning on doing a lot more recording the past few months and even the next few months, but I've been doing a lot more shows, and so, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I just got back from a week in Nashville, Tennessee, that area. There was a 4-day festival conference type thing. It was awesome. I met so many amazing musicians, including some idols, people from Wu-Tang Clan and stuff.
Oh my God.
So it was cool. And it was cool. Did some one-off shows there. There was a show up in Puckett's in Fairview, Tennessee, something like that. Farmington. Can't remember, sorry. And then I came back, did a weekend out in Worcester, couple basically sold out shows out there, which was fun, blast with a bunch of my friends. And then I did a show in Northampton last week, and then I've got some tour dates confirmed for September that are out of state.
So people want to see you. How dare you
good.
go hide in a recording studio when everybody wants you?
I like doing music long enough now that you get kind of jaded pretty easily about missed opportunities or things that you hope are going to work out and then just don't for whatever reason. That's the entertainment business. That's most businesses. But so I kind of take everything with a grain of salt. And when the times are good and busy, you do that. And when the times aren't, you just work. You would try to get things done to push it back into whatever kind of mode you want to be in.
I was going to ask you what kind of advice you would give to an upcoming artist. That was really good advice right there, actually. But I mean, if you want to contribute more, I guess, to an upcoming new musician, somebody just starting.
Everyone just starting. I think try to be as true to yourself as you can, whatever that is. and push the envelope in whichever way you feel, or don't push the envelope in whatever way you feel.
Whatever's true to
things
you.
The path will show itself in front of you. Things, don't always try to go against what's happening. Just try to flow organically and enjoy it.
That was good. That was good.
I don't know.
Just gonna write some Hallmark
Hopefully.
cards for musicians.
Yeah, right. Hopefully, yeah. To any kids out there.
Nothing but feedback line. We're gonna take your lines and make them
I'll
staples.
be on a call line. Thank you for
Yes.
calling Nothing But Feedback. This is Seth.
Yeah.
What's your emergency? Your musical emergency?
Your musical emergency. Oh my goodness. There we are.
Yeah.
So, I don't. Your next song is Marionette. Would you like to tell us about that?
Yeah, it's my newest single I just put out a couple months ago. It's kind of another exploration down another slightly different path of where I was like, all right, I've done a lot of full rock sounding recordings. I do all the instrumentation, drums.
You do everything?
Almost for every
I was
single
gonna ask you
recording.
that.
Almost every single recording I've done every instrument. There have been a couple recordings recently, the past couple of years, where my friend Andrew and I both do instrumentation, but for the most part, it's me. But so this song, Marionette, on the recorded version that you can hear online, everything, iTunes, Spotify, everything, there's like a full band sound, like a straightforward kind of rock song. It's got like, and once again, kind of a anthemic. I like to think, hopefully, the chorus, like fun, kind of high energy,
It
a
does.
little more hard hitting.
So we'll watch you perform Marionette.
Moonlight rears its head. Another night left before death. It bled out the dreams from my mind. Driving down another highway. The road ahead always blinds me, but I'll find the truth between the lines. Little scars on your body. You don't wanna go home alone, you set up the party. Held out the door and went inside. I don't wanna be the one left here all alone. You said just keep singing your song. And if you're ever turned around, I'll sing you another song. Here you are, waving inside. I see the fear in your eyes, but you held out the door and went inside, yeah. I don't wanna be the one left here all alone. You said just keep singing your song. So if you're ever turned around, I'll sing you another song. I'll sing you this song, yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. you go. Oh, yeah, I don't wanna let you go. I wanna let you go. Yeah, I don't wanna let you go. Yeah, I wanna let you go. So if you're ever turned I'll sing you this song.
So, wow, that was actually like really good. And are you surprised? It's really good.
I still get kind of funny when people say anything fun. I don't know how to take compliments. I still don't.
Really?
I usually
my
just get
God,
automatically
but-
like anyone that meets me at concerts, I'm like, thank you so much, and I don't like.
Oh.
I try to like I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
but you had like these falsettos with this song. So you jump like I was, it was vocal projection in the first one. I'm like, oh, geez, and then this one, we have this like you've now introduced these tender kind of vocals going on, and it just and it seems like it felt really right for the song.
Yeah, I
It's-
hope so. Yeah, it's where I just get like visions of what I want to, like, it kind of, for me, songwriting, it all kind of comes usually as almost one vision, like a collective vibe and like sound for the vocals, for like the energy, the tempo and stuff, and so it's like I just try to kind of recreate that, and so that's what the vibe was for that.
Yeah, no, you absolutely execute it with everything. So
Thank you.
good job. You're welcome. So I mean, I guess we've got a little bit of a tenderness from you. So if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you what your fondest memory of Palmer is.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, I actually attended Pathfinder Vocational Regional High School.
Yep.
A long time ago. I won't tell you how long, but
Not just a year ago.
last year. I just graduated there last year. No. And with you.
Oh my
With
gosh.
you.
We were at
That's how we met
together.
actually initially. We hadn't seen each other for a while now, but
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
touched,
Now we're both, and you're still doing the music though, and you're like,
Always. Well,
oh my god.
I've just been doing it a lot longer.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Like,
I'm glad I'm not stuck in a rut somewhere.
you're fresh.
that-
I was gonna say, but
well,
you're fresh. Like
you
you
have
have
to, right?
evolved and changed, and I should ask you what that fond memory is, though.
Oh yes, I'm
I just
sorry.
almost went back
so
into your music.
fond memories of
Yeah.
of
So
Palmer.
Pathfinder.
Yeah,
you
I had a
know.
great time with a lot of the teachers and a lot of my co-students. I think it's a great school, actually.
Actually, it was really nice. Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily right for me at the time, but I think that it probably does a lot of great things for a lot of kids.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you were in
Electronics.
Yeah, so that was cool. Lots
Yeah.
of shocking.
Well, honestly, that helped. I will say, all right, so here's a shout out to Pathfinder.
Okay.
That's helped me with like amps and all kinds of electronic stuff working in my field in music.
Yeah.
I know how to run PAs and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So it's funny sometimes most sound guys or people like in studios will be like, if they don't know me and I don't know them, like I might already know something. They'll be like, oh wait, what? Oh, I'm like, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, there you go. Electronics.
It's not my first rodeo,
Wow.
electronics rodeo. Yeah.
So, I actually remember you bringing in like you would have albums. You would listen to whole albums and you would assess them and you would talk to everybody. What do you think about it? Well, I was thinking about this particular song. I just remembered that. So you were like thoroughly.
Just love music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like the purest, most beautiful thing for me.
Oh my God, we're gonna have a moment of silence here. So where can we see you next?
My next show actually is with you, July 1st at the Hawks and Reed Center for Performing Arts in Greenfield, Massachusetts. It's this fantastic all day long festival, arts and music. I'm friends with the guys up there. They're two brothers, Ben and Jeremy Goldshire, who
I thought you were gonna say Ben and Jerry.
close. Ben
Yeah,
and Jeremy
that's cool.
Goldshire up in Greenfield. They run it used to be called the Arts Block,
Okay.
and it's like a
Okay.
multiple floor, beautiful, beautiful building. right in the heart of downtown Greenfield. It's right on the corner. It's beautiful. They have this amazing venue right on the bottom floor that they now call the Hawks and Reed Center for Performing Arts, and it's kind of like if you've been to out in Western Mass, like the Iron Horse or like something like that. It's a big, beautiful kind of listening theater room in a way.
Great.
But so we're having musical acts all day, mostly singer-songwriters like myself and you, some bands later in the day to get things kind of pumped up for that nighttime and stuff. It's like all ages, family-friendly, especially during the day, during the early day. There's going to be also artists who are my friends that I kind of was inspired to put this together, this event. I'm putting it together because I was talking with those brothers, and we have done a handful of shows there together, and they've been great. We've had a really good time working with each other. The shows have been good, the turnout's good, the bill is like great. It's nice, it's been a really productive relationship. And so the last show we did together was kind of like a songwriter showcase. I had just a handful of my friends that are really good songwriters from around the area, New England, come and perform, and it was a great success. We all had a really nice time, and so we were trying to figure out what we should do for the next show. And we were like brainstorming some ideas, maybe another songwriter showcase, because that was really fun. And then I was like, well, you know what, why don't we just go crazy and make it like this big all-day thing? And then the arts part of it came into mind for me, because I have a lot of friends. I feel like a lot of artists just are friends with artists.
Yeah.
All kinds, like, painters and musicians and film and photographers and jewelry makers, every kind of artist. And so a lot of my friends that are those other types of art, into that other types of art, they have been saying to me like, oh, I don't know what to do with it. Like, how do I sell it? Like, how do I make it a thing? I want to live with this.
So
I love doing it.
You're supporting all these local musicians by throwing these shows, and now you're tapping in and you're supporting all of your, artist friends that don't have a place. Now you're gonna have this huge festival. It's going to showcase everybody.
Hopefully that's what it's going to be. Yep.
That's amazing.
A lot of local artist friends of mine, as well as tons of local singer-songwriters and musicians.
Yeah.
All day long. It's like $5 to $20 suggested donation, whatever you like, or more.
That's
whatever.
Phenomenal, right?
Everyone's art will be available. All the performers' stuff should be available there. There's food. There's drinks. It's a beautiful venue. It's going to be like all day. It's a summer day. Perfect day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we're going to have it like every
July
single
1st.
year.
July 1st. It's called the Revolution Song and Arts Festival.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Those guys and I came up with that. They actually were throwing ideas around, and we're like, we want something that's strong and cool and
Revolution's pretty
revolution,
strong.
like an art revolution, It's a multiple facet thing. But
No,
it's going to be really, really fun. So we're going to both be there.
Yeah. So we've tapped into your sweet side, and it gets sweeter or more tender. Can you tell us about Church Party?
Yeah, Church Party is a song, actually one of my older songs. It's off of my first solo album called Lost at Sea. It's the last track on that, and it's a song that I don't like to go too far into the depth about what the meanings of songs are usually, because I remember whenever I've had like ideas of what songs might have been about, and then I hear like an interview with the artist, and it's like something that I think is so stupid. And I'm like, man, I don't even want to hear that song anymore. That's so stupid.
Yeah,
Because I'll think of this magical, mystical, like, oh my God, it must be like this amazing universal like idea. And then they're like, oh, it's about my hamster that just fell off the wheel, and you're like, I don't know. It just loses its luster. But so. I don't like to go too far into it, but the name, at least, Church Party, was about when I was at a church party when I was a kid, and I almost drowned. But
just leave it there.
It's like a metaphor about love and life and death.
Yeah, it was. Okay, church.
That's good.
Wow.
I don't want to go too far.
Why don't we'll jump right into it. So here's Seth with Church Party.
can see you on the shore. Your arms are waving madly, the wind against my sails, I drift away. But I'll circle round again. This time it might be closer, close enough to work my nerves and jump into the waves, into the waves again. But last time I got so close, I could almost put my feet down. But the current dragged me off, this current inside. And now everything I do is to stop the moon from pulling me away from you. It swallows my heart into the waves, into the waves, into the waves again, into the waves, into the waves, into the waves again. I can see you on the shore. Your arms are waving madly, but the wind against my sails, I drift away. But I'll circle round again. This time it might just be closer, close enough to work my nerves and jump into the waves, into the waves, into the waves again, into
yeah. So you kind of left me like, "Psh," and then you did say it, yeah, and you did the song, and yeah, that's kind of, I think it's more of an epic song. I honestly do. I mean, you kind of left it hanging with that. To me, it was a little bit traumatic. You didn't
Well, see,
tell
now
the
you know that-
details, and then you hear the music, and it's like, okay, but you made it soft, so it wasn't.
It's a big metaphor, and for a lot of different aspects of. That's a generalized thing, but I felt like the church party initial story story was like a fun thing for me to like name the song.
A fun thing.
Well, because I almost drowned,
that's
but
fun.
I was, well, no, like,
no, you did.
know,
You spun it positive.
it's a life story, and
then you had do you sing? Do you like to sing opera? Because you have like this haunting vibrato that almost really clings in. Like it's very.
I listen to a lot of. I like that sound from other singers in certain senses.
It's haunting.
Like there are a number of singers that I kind of draw that same vibe from in certain senses, because I like that aspect. I'm obsessed with certain like really ethereal type of sounds in certain like settings. Like if I have like a big club show or something and the sound's like really intense and it's like loud and there's like a lot of reverb and it can really like take you somewhere.
It can, and that song really does. That one, it kind of just tranced me out a little bit and put me in a different place when you were doing it. And then you did those haunting falsettos, like the vibrato is like perfect. I don't mean to, but whatever, good job. Again, you're welcome. So, hold on, I gotta breathe after that song. That one was very beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, that one really struck me the most. Not to say anything less about anything other, that you did, but for me personally.
That's a favorite for a lot of people, that song.
It's striking.
Yeah. And like I said, it was like my first album, I was kind of putting my foot into the water and seeing what would happen. And so it's like I said, it's kind of straightforward, it's a little simple and straightforward, but it's like.
No, it's so significant. It didn't seem like you were testing your water. That one seemed.
Well, like I said, I've done music long enough where at least me testing the water at
guess
first
would
even
then be-
was at least still semi-significant.
Right.
Where I was like, I had a somewhat of idea at least what I was doing, hopefully.
It's significant. Let's pull. So do you have any weird quirks? Do you have any weird
have any weird?
Yeah.
You're asking a musician or artist
of
if
course.
they have.
Well, okay.
Do you have any weird quirks?
Let's. I'm going to rephrase that and say, do you have any you want to discuss? Can we know some?
I can turn my leg backwards. My right leg. I don't know why.
I've seen it.
You probably have seen it.
Oh my God, I remember seeing. Oh,
yeah,
what is up
that's
with
a
that?
weird thing. But it's not. It's just like I don't know why. I'm not gonna do it. But
No, we'll say that
let's
because
see.
I'll be like.
I can sing really weird. I can
really sing really weird.
I don't know.
You can do all this. I imagine.
can kind of impersonate voices in some senses.
Oh my gosh.
I won't do that either.
No, it's cool.
I can do some magic tricks now. I finally learned some magic tricks.
What? Like what?
Just card tricks.
Card tricks?
Yeah. Card
Seriously?
magic tricks. Yeah.
That's awesome. What?
Yeah. No, I
gonna
realized
just
that
sing
I
all
was.
this deep stuff in a bit. Hey.
Well, one of my friends was like, "You should put that in your act." I was like, "No, dude."
It doesn't vibe.
No, I was like, "No, it's kind of different."
It's very different.
I'm gonna break the spell of like the songs and then just be like,
like my
"So
leg."
can I have someone come up on stage?"
God. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it would be.
Let's see, weird quirks besides that.
Yeah.
I really like books. I like the smell of books. I'm one of those people.
I am too.
Yeah, I've had this huge. When I was touring recently, I had this talk with some people, and they were like, "Oh, that's gross. Books smell gross." I'm like,
What?
"Books are amazing. They smell great."
Yeah, they do.
Something about the smell of a book.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I smelled one yesterday.
I really like cats. I like dogs too, but I had a cat recently for a long time.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah,
I'm
well.
so sorry. We're gonna change that.
Yeah.
We're gonna fly.
Quirks.
Oh gosh.
I don't know what
okay.
other quirks.
No,
Or if any of those
you've
even
got
qualify.
enough quirks. You got enough quirks.
Artists and musicians are a little quirky usually.
So, not to focus on your vocals, but I mean, vocals are huge. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so far you can go with certain things, as you must know. But vocals are like, that's yours. So do you have tricks that you could tell anybody that at least before you perform, or like your warm-ups, or like a trick that works for you?
Well, I can go into that a couple different ways because one is everyone's voice is so different. You know, all of our bodies are so different, and your voice is an instrument used by your body. Your body is the other way around too. So everyone's voice is really different. There are a lot of things that scientifically I've read and seen and even tried putting in practice that supposedly should work for everybody. And some of them don't, some of them do, you know. So look up, if you're actually trying to sing and you're trying to do it in any sense of well, or at least productively, where you're not going to hurt yourself or sound really awful, then try to like
Or just
try to
sound
look it up.
awful.
Look up, see what you find, see what actually works for you. This is really bad. I don't really warm up. I never have. And that's really off. Anyone that's
work every
I have
day.
friends.
I don't need to warm up.
No. I have friends that are singers. Like
He's always warm.
I have friends that are like theater singers, or like, you know, they're legit, and they're always like, you don't warm up. That's terrible, you know. So you should warm up if you can. I don't, and the thing is, I feel like for me and my history of singing. Like I said, I have like a very hard rock and hardcore and intense kind of background of singing with like, we would have a drink. We didn't mind drinking before the set, which is supposedly terrible. We, you know, and I'm not condoning that in any sense. No. I never warmed up. We just get up there and, you know, it was that whole thing. So that was my whole life, pretty much. I don't know if I've fully stopped doing that, but so a lot of my techniques are not necessarily by the book.
They're clearly working.
Well, I like to think that I can still do whatever I need to do.
You're doing it.
And there are certain things that water for your voice always is like a healer, and for your body, and that goes back to for me. The main things I could tell anyone singing is, if you want for your voice to feel better, treat your body better and try to make it them kind of come together in that sense. Be harmonious, literally and figuratively, with your voice. I find that some of the best things in the studio and stuff for me have been like warming up, tea, honey, lemon, all the kind of stereotypical things that you can read that are pretty much universal with everybody. Those usually work.
Cool. Yeah, I asked you. I'm like, I
there
don't
are-
even warm up. You're like,
Well, there's this guy, Brett Manning, that you might have heard.
heard of him.
He's amazing. He's done work with all of the big singers, you know. And like, if you look him up, you'll just be like, oh my God. But so I met him when I was in Tennessee recently, and I got to be part of, like, sit in on one of his tutorials that he was doing and stuff. Wow. And some of the stuff that he was saying are kind of like no-brainers, things you already know, but it's good to hear them again and reinforce that in your mind. But also, he went into some fun tricks that I had never really thought of, or, you know, like some rock singers or singers that had just been singing for too much and lost their voice or anything. He told us kind of little tricks on ways to pull that back and strengthen it all again. I don't know, but you can even look up his tutorials and stuff.
Yeah,
like I said, I guess
will.
my biggest advice would just be find what works for you and do it, and try to make sure you're not hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Or make sure you're not causing long-term
Yeah.
damage to your voice if you're planning on using it longer.
This makes sense.
I don't know if I'm really doing that correctly, but so far so good.
So far so good. You've been doing it like, yeah.
Been doing
so
it a
far,
long
so
time.
good. Do you have any smells that you're really repulsed by? Like, I mean, like that typical people like
cow poop. I hate cow poop.
Manure?
Yeah, I can't.
Did you grow up on a farm?
No,
Did you,
no. That's
like,
the thing, is if you grow up on a farm, you're like immune to it.
Oh.
Like my dad and like certain people I know who grew up on farms,
Yeah.
they don't even smell it. And I'm like, as soon as I get anywhere near a farm, I'm just like,
Can you go to
I
the
get like
Hadley
angry.
Mall?
I get like
It's like
poo ain't pangry. I get like,
he's pangry.
yeah,
I
I just get upset.
That's awesome.
I'm like, oh God,
He doesn't
roll the
shop at
windows
the Hadley
up.
Mall ever.
Like, I just
That's
can't
it.
do it. That's something. Vinegar. Vinegar's another one.
Vinegar?
I hate vinegar.
Oh my goodness.
I hate it.
Do you drink apple cider vinegar like everybody else
No.
does right now?
No, because I hate vinegar. I can't stand it. Same thing. I get mad. People.
And then he writes a rock song.
There's been like this craze the past couple
No
of years where
vinegar.
people at restaurants, nice
Yeah.
restaurants, have been cleaning tables with vinegar. I sit down at the table sometimes. I go, oh my God.
He's mad. He's not
I'm mad. I
enjoying
don't even want to eat there anymore. Like, why would you? It's such a pungent smell. Even if you don't mind vinegar, that's
Right.
like there's a kind of a thing in restaurants where you're not supposed to have any strong smells besides the food.
Right.
Why would you douse the table in vinegar?
God.
I don't know.
No,
So
that's
cow manure
phenomenal.
and vinegar, I hate them.
I know. Did
Hate 'em. Hate's a strong word, and I mean it. Poop and vinegar. I don't even want to think about it put together, even thinking of the words. Now I'm all fired up.
He's fired up. So let's have you do your last song. Tell us about it. You know, keep that fire.
Glory.
Glory. Sounds like
Glory.
a fiery song.
It's the title track on my third solo album called Glory. And it's kind of another extension of sounds that I wanted to go towards. I was like, you know what, I've done these kind of crazy stuff. I've done kind of, and if you look at art kind of more objectively, you can kind of almost get like a big picture. And I feel like for visual art, especially for sound, if you listen to a bunch of albums by an artist, you'll see like more different colors that weren't used before in one spot, or like. And so for the first two albums, Lost at Sea and Phoenix, I had painted with these specific colors, and then for Glory, I was like, well, you know what, I kind of want to do. I was playing bigger venues, I was playing to more people, and I wanted to kind of hone in on that and really drive some of that home. So a lot of it's kind of big, major sounding, anthemic, like rock songs.
Wow.
So
So you're very exploratory.
try to be.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. And this is why you've never gotten stuck in a rut, as far as I'm concerned, right? I mean,
everyone
you're
has
like
writer's
right out of
blocks.
it. Yeah?
I don't think I know anybody that hasn't. Do you? I want to meet them.
I know, me too.
I think any art. I mean, it's just like life. You just sometimes you.
It seems like you would be moving still, though. You know,
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
writer's
that's
block,
the
so I'm
thing
going
is,
to do this.
I guess one thing
You
is don't
just-
ever stop moving and
Right.
keep trying, as frustrating as that can be. You're like, I feel like I got nothing right now. I can't,
Yeah.
nothing's coming out or nothing. Even then, a lot of singers and songwriters or musicians I know, even when they're like have a writer's block, they're still writing a lot, but they just don't feel like any of it's like really grabbing them. But I could still just write a song, but I'm like, nah, I don't feel like it's hitting me. Or
Yeah.
sometimes I'll even start writing a song, and I'll have parts, and I'll be like, you know what, I just don't want to force this. I feel like there's something great there that I want, but it's not the time right now.
Right.
So some songs I've finished now that I really love, that I put on different CDs or play live, and yeah.
Wait, real quick. I have to interject one thing. What's this? What's all this?
Oh, these.
These symbols.
This is a microphone.
That's a microphone?
This is a wolf singing into the microphone.
The wolf singing. This is the... Okay.
So these, let's see. This wolf is from a charity benefit concert, Relay for Life concert I played in Connecticut with my friend Ashley Alexinas. And there were a bunch of stands. It was that outdoor festival type thing.
Yeah.
And there were tons of different stands of local vendors and local causes and stuff. And one of them was like a wolf sanctuary.
Oh.
And so I was like upset. I was like, oh man, that's so cool, because I love wolves. And
Yeah.
they had these little pins, and I was like, how much are those? And it was like something kind of pricey. I felt like at the time it was like, I think it was something silly, like $10 or something. But I was like, I'll come back later and
Sure.
I want one. I'm gonna get one. And so I came back after when they were about to pack up. I was like, oh my God, you still have the pins? I want to get one. And they're like, here, just. Shh. And I was like, oh yes. So it's a singing wolf. So that's me. And then this is from Nashville. When I just was there, I was at this place called. It's this fun like boutique kind of oddities and dark like shopping, like fun black clothing.
Sad stuff.
Yeah. And my friend actually, Angelo, who his artist name is Gallery Cat. He's incredible, and we became like buddies right away when I saw him play. So he was like, "You got to check out. We have similar styles, bro. You got to go check out this place called Hail Dark Aesthetic in Nashville, Tennessee, downtown." And so I was walking around. I got like a shirt, and I got this pin, which is just like a skull pin type thing there, little gold. That's the music symbol there. This is a little angel golden boy. It's supposed to be another side of me. There's like a wolf side, and then there's this little angel boy singing that. This is from one of the bands I saw in Nashville, actually, which is called Desiring Dead Flesh.
Wow.
It's a metal band. They were like
Wow.
a Christian metal band, actually. So they were pretty dope. And we were hanging out after, and they're like, dude, take a pin. I was like, yeah, here's your sticker. You just do that thing. And then this is from this is an anatomical heart pin from one of my favorite poets named Segovia Amil. She's like writes this kind of really over dramatic romantic like poetry. It's really, I just think it's great. I bought her book and everything. And
Yeah.
it's cool.
Now I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
So back to Glory, but I had to like ask you about these pins.
I'm
So
working on it. I've got friends who just are like covered,
That is-
but I also don't know if I want to go that far. But
you know,
so far so
but
good.
This is nice.
Yeah.
This is very tasteful.
The
and
Holy
cool.
Trinity
Yeah, you got something cool
on both
going
sides.
on.
Yeah.
So all right, let's have you do Glory. So yeah, well let's say bye. So thank you
this is
for this is it.
It's been so lovely.
Yeah. So thank you for coming on here. You were awesome.
It's been a pleasure.
This was great. You have so many stories. You're gonna write a
Do a lot
book.
of stories. Someone's told me about before, but I don't know.
You should.
We'll see.
When you have time.
Yeah,
After the music.
thing.
Yeah.
Once I'm done, if
Yeah.
that's ever the case.
Yeah. Well, that's true too. So.
And you can come see both of us
Yeah.
on July 1st in Greenfield at the Hawks and Reed Performing Center for Performing Arts.
This is exciting. All right. Bye. Bye,
Bye.
Palmer Munson.
In a world unseen, something's breaking through. It doesn't make a sound, it's coming after you. You better run to a safer place where no one knows your name. Cause no one's gonna catch you if you always change the players in the game. We'll take it back from you. We'll flee your barren arms. Run free. Keep taking what you need, enchanted by your charms. Deceived, oh, deceived. In a world unseen, something's breaking through. It doesn't make a sound, it's coming after you. Ooh. You better run to a safer place where no one knows your name. Ooh. Cause no one's gonna catch you if you always change the players in the game. Ooh. We'll take it back from you. We'll flee your barren arms. Run free. Keep taking what you need, enchanted by your charms. Deceived. Oh, someday soon you'll crack a leaf in the reeds, and then your camouflage will bleed, and you'll see me. We'll take it back from you. We'll free your barren arms, run